Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I'm Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster, and this is Viewers Anonymous, man. How we feeling today, man?
Man, this is it's a marvelous day, man. You know what I'm saying? Just getting off work. I don't have to go back in tomorrow, so I get to relax. You know what I'm saying? It's football season, so I get to sit back, drink beer, and watch football. But, you know what I'm saying? It's always great because I get to pod too, you know what I'm saying? So I got my list ready, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching trailers all week, and I've been seeing some hot ones, but I think this list is pretty good. I think I got a pretty good list for the people.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And like we're doing something a little different this time, but before we get into it, man, like I was thinking about something the other night, and I was like, man, I want to run this by Scoots, man, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? I want to do it live on there so the people would know, because like we never really gave like as far as this podcast, we never gave like a background of like pretty much how we got together doing this type of shit. And it was like it was one of the blessings of social media. Like, you know, for the people that don't know, we pretty much met on Instagram, like started following each other, messages here and there, you know, started going on each other's podcasts, and it was so crazy that you came up to me with it when I was already thinking about it, but it was like I was kind of not afraid, but it was like I was kind of hesitant to like even be like, yo, you trying to do like a joint venture, you know, put something together. But you brought it to me, and I was like, oh shit. So he said it to me, so that means he really down with this shit. Because I was thinking about it early on. But because the thing about like podcasting is we talk about this all the time. It's like it's a passion that you have to have for it. And there isn't a lot of people around me that have that kind of passion to want to do this type stuff. And I have all of these ideas like in my head of like things. It's ideas, and it's also there's a lot of things that I have a lot of stuff to say about, and it's like I'm able to express a lot of that with you when it comes to this Viewers Anonymous podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate you, man. I appreciate, you know.
Man, listen, I appreciate you too, bro, because you know what I'm saying? I was trying to think. I think I was in Maine on my work trip, and I was sitting down, and I was just, you know, you had that moment where you just, your brain is moving, and you know what I'm saying? It was the weekend, and it was just ideas shooting. I was drinking some Gentleman Jack Daniels, you know what I'm saying? Sitting there at the sitting at the table, relaxing. And then, you know what I'm saying? It just hit me. I'm like, yo, I should, you know what I'm saying? I should really think about doing the pod with you, because at the time, I think, while I was up there, I had did, shout out to my homegirl, It's Chris on Twitter, from the Shenanigans with Friends podcast. But I had just did her podcast. I was guest hosting on her podcast. And, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, we go back and forth on each other's podcasts. You know what I'm saying? You even was down here in up here in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? You came through and sat down with me and Gano already home. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just needed that enthusiasm because, you know what I'm saying, I was going through a rough patch with already home with, you know what I'm saying, the scheduling and the timing and all that stuff. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying, I want to be able to keep that creative, you know what I'm saying, those creative juices flowing. And, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, at any time I needed you, you was always hitting me up, you know what I'm saying, you was hitting me. Matter of fact, I think you start hitting me first when you was listening to the pod, and you would text me, and you would be like giving me small critiques about the pod, and you would be giving me like great feedback on it. And then I started doing the same back to you. And then next thing you know, like we just had that synergy, man. And I was like, yo, I think we should definitely start a podcast together. And then I hit you up. You was like, shit, let's do it. I was like, yes. And
hey, but I was hell yeah, but and it's like, man, and that's the great thing about like networking and also like social media, because this shit wouldn't happen without social media. But it's just so crazy how I guess I revealed this shit. So like basically I ended up going to Ohio because I was talking to this girl that was in Ohio. It's like somebody that I went to college with. Like we kind of reconnected, and like she stayed there because she was in the military and all this type stuff. So I ended up going up there to spend some time with her, and it was like, I asked you where you were, and then like, dude, I look up, yes, you 15 minutes. I'm like, yo, this ain't God.
Yeah, right.
Like
right
really,
by
like
the,
this dude
right
is
by the
literally
base,
15
man.
minutes.
Right by the
And I was
base,
like,
right
wow.
Patterson Air Force Base.
I was like, yo, this is wild, yo. It was like this dude that I met on social media. We both doing these podcasts together, and then I just happened to be in Ohio, and you 15 minutes down the road. Ohio's not a
Yep.
small state, so
No,
for that to
it's
happen
not.
like that, for that to happen like that, I just wanted to share that with the people, man. If the people didn't know the background, so we have met once, but
Yeah. Yeah.
but anyway, man, we doing something different this time. We haven't done this
Yes,
before.
sir.
Usually we pick a movie, whether it's a classic, whether it's a new movie, up and coming movie. Well, now we're doing up and coming movies, and we put together a list of 5 and a sleeper, and I go ahead and kick it off, man. Like I'm not gonna go like deep into it, but we have mentioned it before. My
Hold
sleeper
on.
is.
If it get good, please go into it. Please go
Okay.
into it,
Well,
you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, but you can't get too deep as far as because it's well, I mean, it is a trailer, so it's like
right.
But the movie that I'm going to mention is Wonder Woman 1984. I think that the first one was it was really good. I think DC did a really good job with Wonder Woman. Like I said, we mentioned this on the last pod. We were talking about DC, and we got into Wonder Woman, and it actually being one of the really good ones that DC was able to come out with. And I'm just I'm looking forward to seeing it because I like the drift of what they're doing by keeping it not present, because I think that Wonder Woman, I don't think they're ready to make it a modern story yet. You know what I'm saying?
She would be horrible in 2020.
Well, if you think about it, she was, because she was in the Justice League.
No,
not Justice League, but yeah.
No, you're right.
Justice League.
And like she would be a super feminist.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. But so I think it's really good for them to go back as far as they did there, and then taking it to 1984, and then bringing Chris Pine back, because this is the thing, you can't bring him back if it's modern day, and I think that's one of the reasons why they kept it in the past, to bring him back, because he does bring something to that film. Like, not that she can't carry a film by herself, but Chris Pine ain't no slouch. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good actor, and I'm just looking forward to seeing it, man.
I think because I seen the trailer as well, man, and I think one interesting thing on there is he didn't age, so I'm interested in seeing how that play out, because we already seen the Captain America story. He went into the glacier, but he had a super serum. Chris Pine's character don't got no serum. He was supposedly blew up on the plane last time we seen what was the first Wonder Woman. So in the I don't know if it's a flashback. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? We don't know. This is all based off a trailer, but I just know that when I seen him in the trailer, his character didn't age. So I'm very interested to see how they put that into the movie. I think that's super dope.
Now, unless they did some shit like, it seems like the drift that I was getting, like the place that she was from, it was like they was like born with like these abilities or whatever. So I don't know if it's something like Black Panther, where it's like, they put in, that stuff in them.
Oh, no,
maybe they did.
No, they okay, so where they are, I forgot what the place is called, but they technically supposed to be Amazons, and they are supposed to be like demigods.
So you don't think that they got something there that could enhance him?
Maybe not enhance them, but probably bring them back to life.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just, that's all I really got on that one. It's just I think that it's good to. I love when you bring a movie back and you're able to bring back the same characters and not have to replace them with somebody else. So looking forward to it.
That's horrible, especially in a big sequel like that. I don't think that switching characters is a smart move. Well, I think it worked one time with Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle in Iron Man.
Well, yeah,
I think that's probably one of the only times it worked.
Okay. Oh, it worked. Okay, because I was gonna say.
No. It's probably been bad a whole bunch of times.
No, I was gonna say. We just talked about it, The Dark Knight with Katie Holmes and Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh no, that was the worst. That was the worst. That was horrible. They should have never did that. They went from a solid 8 to a smooth 6.
A smooth 6. That's funny.
Smooth 6, man. Okay, so for my sleeper pick, man, I seen this movie. Well, I seen the when it came out, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Ryan Reynolds, and Salma Hayek. The Hitman's Bodyguard. It was a pretty dope movie. It kind of caught me because Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, I wanted to see how that chemistry kind of played out. I know Samuel L. Jackson can kind of play that comedic role. We've seen him do it in like the other guys with The Rock. So I wanted to see how that kind of played out. Plus, he was also playing like I guess he was supposed to be like a hitman or something like that. And Ryan Reynolds plays like this agent for like the FBI or the CIA or something like that, who has to protect them to get them like through a trial or whatever. But in the movie, Samuel Jackson's wife is in the movie, played by Salma Hayek. So the sequel is coming out August 20th, 2021. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. So it's supposed to be centered around Salma Hayek. Now, in the first movie, it's really all about Samuel L. Jackson, but it hints at how much more aggressive and badass his wife was. So I guess this movie is supposed to kind of tell her story and give her point of view of it. But it was a great movie. The first one was. It kept me interested. Had a lot of laughs in it, of course, with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson together. They did a great job. And even Salma Hayek even had some funny parts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, man. That's my sleeper pick, man. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Okay, that's what's up. I mean, anytime you got Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, like I don't see how that would flop, honestly.
Right.
I mean, I think both of the, like, the thing is, Ryan Reynolds for some odd reason get a bad rap sometimes. Like I was listening to some podcasts and they were saying that he hasn't proven himself as an actor, and I was like, I don't see that. Like, I feel like, I mean, I feel like everything I pretty much have seen him in, like, even if the movie itself wasn't good, he did a really good job. So, then, like, he had to escape, like, this Van Wilder thing. Like, but you know how some movies stick to you. And it was like, a lot of people couldn't get that Van Wilder out of him. But, like, I felt like he has, you know, he does his comedy thing. Now, it's like he always continued his comedy thing. But like he has done that serious role like a Amityville Horror, even though he has his little small comedic moments. But you know, okay.
I mean, he's even done his work in drama too. You know, I think he's a well-rounded actor. But I think he broke that Van Wilder role, for me at least, when he was in Blade. When he played in that Blade movie, to me that was a whole different Ryan Reynolds for me.
Yeah, I like Blade Trinity. That was like my favorite one was the first one and the third one, and I think him and Jessica Biel did a good job in that one. That's what's up. Man, look, I'm starting with it. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting with some heat. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Okay.
I'm starting with some heat. All right. So this is
okay. Let's see.
You know what I'm saying? Look, it's supposed to come out here soon, on October the 30th. I am looking forward to seeing Spell. The new
Yes.
Omar Hardwick,
Yep.
my favorite TV
Loretta
mom,
Devine.
Loretta Devine.
Yep.
Man, listen, this trailer, it got me from the rip. It was like,
Yeah.
from what I could see in the trailer, he's in New York doing his thing. He got his family. He says that his father was deeply religious. It seemed like his father was into like voodoo type of stuff, and like he believed in
Mm-hmm.
this type of stuff. So he's flying home, which is crazy because it's like this dude is flying the plane himself. So it's like, okay, so obviously I don't know what he does as a job, but but he's able to have his own pilot license, flying. Lightning hits it, and the plane crashes. And so he wakes up, and he's just in this house, boring looking thing. And this lady's like, he's like, "Where's my family?" She's like, "You the only one that I pulled out." Nah. So he thinks his family's dead, and like she got this voodoo doll. Whatever happens to this doll happens to you, and like it just looks like that suspenseful thriller horror type thing. And what I like about these type of films, I mean, I love these films, like those three, like all into one. You can even throw some mystery in there. We see that all the time, but we really don't see a all black cast though. And I think that's what's gonna make this one different with having pretty much an all black cast. I think that's gonna just change the whole game. So I am really looking forward to seeing Spell.
Okay, so that was my number 5 as well. So salute to you, sir. You know what I'm saying? For sure, man. Listen, I think that for me, the most enticing part of this whole production is the fact that we get to see Omari Hardwick in a different role. I know we get so used to seeing him as Ghost in Power, or we'll see him in I forgot what the movie he was in, what the name of the movie was, with Tika Sumpter and Tiffany Haddish. You know what I mean? Like he always plays like this gangster or this pseudo gangster, or you know what I'm saying? Like just in that typecast. It seemed like he's in that typecast realm. But this time he's actually playing the victim. You know what I'm saying? He's playing somebody different. And we get to see him in a whole different light. And on the flip side of that, we get to see Loretta Devine in that same situation. We get to see her as the villain, or from what we've seen on the trailer, we get to see her as the villain. It seems like, you know what I'm saying, she's playing this what's the movie with was it Kathy, not Kathy Bates? Was it Kathy Bates? Yeah, it was Kathy
Misery?
Bates.
In Misery?
Yeah. It seems like it's like a you know what I'm saying, like a black version of Misery, or maybe like a black point of view or whatever of Misery. You know what I mean? So I think that with her expertise and her skill set, I think that she's going to kill this role. I think she's going to be the star of this movie, to be honest with you. I think she's really going to take this over. Watching the trailer, I think I had hit you up to see if you had seen it when I had first seen it. And this was like the craziest shit I've seen in a minute. And I was like, yo, I think I might take a chance to go to the movies and see this one. And I don't go to the movies at all. So, yeah, I can't wait for Spell to come out.
Yes, sir, man. And another time, it's like, I see what you're saying, because when he was in Next Day Air, he was the same thing. He was like a drug dealer in that one. So yeah, man. I'm really excited about this one. Anytime, I think Loretta Devine is one of the most unappreciated actresses out there, man. I think that,
I agree.
As far as legacy status, like she's legacy status, like she's up there with, like, I feel like she should be getting the credentials that like a Meryl Streep get, even though Meryl Streep has more lead roles. Like Loretta Devine don't have as many lead roles as somebody like a Meryl Streep, but at the same time, the work that she's done, I feel like her credit is definitely due. So yeah, we got one in common now. So another one. Well, no, it ain't my turn. Well, hell, fuck it.
I can take over. I can take it. I can take it. So for my number 4, man, it's actually a sequel to my favorite movie of all time. This is way past due. I mean, way past due. But the rumors stirred up at the beginning of the year. Sometime I think even before that, sometime like late last year, we heard that they're bringing a lot of the cast back, except for maybe one or two people. They added a whole new cast into that, but it's coming to America too, man. It's dropping actually December 2020 on Amazon Prime. I'm super excited about this. They just sold the rights for they said it was like 146 or like either it was 46 or 146 million. But whatever it was, the initial movie, the first coming to America, made that same thing in the box office its first week. So for them to not even be there yet and for them to already make those numbers, that kind of gives me a good feeling. But of course, Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, John Amos. I know, so it's so many different characters in it. Lisa's gonna be back. Vanessa Bell Calloway is gonna be back. Trying to think who else. I think Eric LaSalle is back. Like this was Black Panther before Black Panther, but as Joe Budden says, comedy style. And you know what I'm saying? Like this was one of those things that I think Eddie Murphy did that kind of made us get a different look, not just on Africa, but just our culture in general. And I think it kind of put a great spotlight on Black culture in America because it showed just how versatile we are. It showed so many different aspects from old to young, from male to female. So I think the second one is going to build on that. I think it's going to be great. They don't have a trailer out yet, but I'm super excited to see this because, like I said, Coming to America is my favorite movie. And, yeah, man, we got to make it happen.
Of course. Like, I saw the news the other day. I think that it was very brilliant. And I think that what it also says is, like, I hate to say it, but it feels like, okay, I won't say it's dead, but the movies is dying. It's falling rapidly. And it seems like this may be the future for a movie like this, because they said Paramount had it. I think Paramount still have it, but they just sold the rights to Amazon
to release it,
studios, So it's still a Paramount film, but like they already, like Paramount already got they kickback from being sold and all this type of stuff. So I mean, this is something that I'm also looking forward to as well. I don't know why I took this approach of the movie, because I told this to you before what my list really consists of. And and that really tells you like what type of person I am. But I love Coming to America. It's one of my favorite Eddie Murphy movies ever. Like you said, it's long overdue. I think that I have an opinion of the way I think it's gonna go. I think that Eddie Murphy is gonna be like the dad now. You know, so basically his son is going through the same thing that he's going through. But the spin is what made Coming to America brilliant is the fact of you've seen a lot of arranged marriages. So he broke that arranged marriage thing. So it's like, how is this one going to go? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like he took that different approach of like, well, I don't want to marry somebody you pick for me. I want somebody to marry me for me. So I just wonder how this is going to go. It's going to be interesting to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, definitely.
But definitely going to be on that. So this next one I'm going to mention, man, is simply one thing I'm looking forward to. One thing, one person. I watched the trailer of it. I think that this movie, to me, is going to be hit or miss. This is just one of those things where I'm hoping it's a hit, but at the same time, my expectations, like I don't have high expectations for it. I know that sounds crazy, but what I'm talking about is supposed to come out October the 31st of this year, and it's Voorhees. Okay?
Ooh, what?
Yes. So there's a new Jason coming out. Now, like I said, I don't recognize any of these people. And the thing about
Right.
Jason movies is everything is centered on him. Like it's great to have like when it comes to Jason, the storyline really don't matter. Like you don't really
Mm-hmm.
need a storyline. And this dude, he's big as fuck. It looked like he's supposed to be as vicious as I don't know what. And like the way that the trailer goes is basically these people kidnap. I'm guessing they kidnapped some people that got some money. Because I'm thinking what they wanted to do was like get a ransom for these people that they kidnapped. And then so this dude is asking, I'm guessing he's one of the kidnappers asking this dude, hey, this place that we going, is it safe? And dude's like, we should be fine. So then you see the Camp Crystal Lake sign on the ground. And so obviously we all know that's his territory. And then basically he's just fucking people up like he always do. Now, now the last one that came out, Friday the 13th, that came out, I think it was 2013, I think, and it was cool, man. It was cool, but it's like I feel like this is gonna be hit or miss, but I'm really only watching it for Jason and seeing people get fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason why I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, long story franchise, man. You really can't go wrong. Friday the 13th is a staple, not only in Halloween, around the time of Halloween, but of course, you know what I'm saying, in horror movie lore. And then not only that, like to name the movie Friday the 13th and then to be able to put it out on Friday the 13th or show it on Friday the 13th is also a super dope thing too. But you know what I mean? Did I ever tell you about this? And this one, I think I don't know. This might end our friendship. My favorite Jason movie. My favorite Jason movie is Jason X.
Dude, I fucking hate that one. I hated that one. What? No. No, Jason Goes to Hell was the worst one. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible. But Jason X is my favorite movie only because it's like super, super cheesy. But at the same time, it's like, to me, it made more sense for Jason to be in that than it was for him to be like a killer on Earth. Like I can understand like them taking his body and then like he get upgraded and he does all the shit that he does in Jason X compared to like him growing up and then like him killing motherfuckers the way he was killing motherfuckers in the movies, you know what I'm saying, down here on Earth. But I think Voorhees is it sounds interesting, man. You know what I mean? That's one of those things that, you know what I mean, just the name alone is gonna sell tickets. So I mean you really can't go wrong with that.
Yes, sir. So what you got?
So okay, so let me see where am I? Yeah, number 3. So you know what I'm saying, it's another installment. You know what I mean? It's been 3 movies so far. It's been talkings about this man being in production for actually 2 movies. This is one of them, and the other one I'm gonna name later. But 2 movies on my list. And Keanu Reeves, man, is bringing out John Wick 4. I know that, you know, we thought that it was gonna be over in 3 because, you know what I'm saying, he met Halle Berry and, you know, well, he didn't meet Halle Berry, but he got back with Halle Berry. They did their thing. They tore it up. I thought that was a great person to put aside of him. And she didn't necessarily steal the spotlight, but she definitely made the movie a lot more interesting with the addition of the dogs and, you know what I'm saying, just the addition of her helping John Wick out. But John Wick 4, man, I'm excited to see it. It seems like, you know what I'm saying, every time he tries to get out, they put him right back in. You know what I'm saying, to quote the guy, what was that, Godfather? I think Joe Pesci said that in Godfather. Whenever they try to, you know, whenever I try to get out, they put me right back in, man. And it seems like John Wick just wants to relax and finish living his life, you know what I'm saying, now that his family is gone. But it just seems like some stupid person just decides, no, John Wick, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like they just keep doing something to this dude, man. And then next thing you know, he go kill 1,000 assassins. So I want to, you know, I'm interested in seeing him kill 1,000 more assassins in this movie.
Oh, that's just so funny. You just said some stupid person always come back. Oh man, that was funny.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the first movie, you know what I'm saying, it was understandable. They killed his dog. And then the second movie, it was understandable because, you know what I mean, like the dude that he killed in the first movie, his people kept trying to get revenge. And then in the third movie, it was like, dude was about to die. He was almost there. But no, you just couldn't let this motherfucker die, man. He tried to kill himself. You just couldn't let him die. You just had to do something stupid to bring this motherfucker back. Leave John Wick alone after John Wick 4. Let him live his life.
Yeah, I understand, man, and that's also something that I'm looking forward to as well. I think that this John Wick franchise, and I mean, look, Keanu Reeves, like people don't realize he was, if not a kid, he was a teenage star.
Yep.
Like, you know, he's been doing this for a long time, and I think that, and look, we mentioned this before, like what I'm looking forward to, I mean, we haven't seen anything in production or, you know, anything about it. I've been waiting on Constantine 2 forever. Like, I think he killed that. Like, I think that was the movie that I changed the way I felt about Keanu Reeves. Now, I loved him in Speed. A lot of people didn't like Speed. I love Speed. I thought Speed was good. He was really good in Speed. See, you shaking your head. Speed was good.
You are alone on the island on that one.
Nah, I'm not on the island. I'm not alone.
Speed is a horrible movie, bro. That's a horrible movie.
Yeah, but him and Sandra Bullock made it though, man, and Dennis Hopper. And so
it was on a bus the whole damn time.
That's the whole point, man. Listen, have you Okay. Since we going down that road. So phone booth wasn't good with Colin Farrell.
That was different.
So that's different. He was in the phone booth the whole time.
No, listen. It was real shit at stake in phone booth because we didn't know what the fuck was going on. All we know is this motherfucker answers the phone and shit turns into chaos. These motherfuckers just had to keep everybody safe. That's how they had to do. Yeah, shit happened along the way, like they got a flat tire and shit, and then the motherfucker tried to shoot the bus out. All that. We get it. Yeah, we get it. But no, man, hell no.
All right, but
I'm not with that. Speed was a horrible movie.
The Speed 2 was a horrible movie. No, but like
I didn't even watch it.
Oh, it was terrible. And then they did the thing that you hate, like they brought Sandra Bullock back, but they had another dude to play Keanu Reeves' character. But Constantine was to me was the movie that really, you know what I'm saying, where I really looked at Keanu Reeves as like a special talent. So the next one I'm gonna mention, you know, is one of the hardest franchises out there. I made a conscious decision the other day where I'm gonna switch up something that I was gonna do, and I'm gonna do it a different way now. But what I'm talking about comes out the new date that they put on it is October the 15th, 2021. It sucks that they got pushed back so far, but Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
So Halloween coming back. What's great about it is the fact that, you know, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill is back. People always leave out Deborah Hill. Deborah Hill was with him since 1978. She helped write the movie. She's one of the producers on the movies. Yes, like so.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, both of them together, man. They was able to kick this franchise. They only wrote and produced the first two, Halloween 1 and 2, 1978 and 1981. And something that I now the trailer isn't much, but because it's one of those type trailers where they only give you like 37 seconds. But just from them giving me 37 seconds, and also when you look at the cast, I figured some things out. Now, the way it looks like they took the same formula from 1978 and 81, where it's the same night. Because from what I seen from that 37 seconds is, at the end of Halloween, when they shut Michael Myers down in that basement thing, she set the house on fire.
Right.
And what the trailer shows you is that her and her daughter are on the back of this truck, and it shows you the fire trucks going back towards her house, and she's screaming at the fire trucks, "Let it burn, let it burn." So what that's telling me is this is the same day, this is the same night. So I think that's brilliant for them to bring that back. Look, you had a great formula the first time, keep it going the second time. And something else that I figured out, I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember in the first version, do you remember a kid named Tommy Doyle? Because
nah, it's not ringing a bell.
Tommy Doyle was the kid that she was babysitting in Halloween 1.
Okay.
That because remember she was because she was watching him and this kid Lindsay. Lindsay stayed across the street, and her friend was watching her across the street, but she brought Lindsay over there because she wanted to meet her boyfriend.
Yo, whoa, time out. So the very first Halloween, the little boy was not Michael Myers?
No, hold on. No. You remember when, okay, right? Now, yeah, the little boy in the beginning was Michael Myers. But I'm talking about when Laurie Strode was at, because you remember, she was babysitting this little kid who kept
the little boy and the girl, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that, yeah.
The little boy is Tommy Doyle. So
okay.
I think we're getting a grown Tommy Doyle.
Oh, shit.
I think that shit is brilliant by bringing him back as an adult, because what that does is it makes it more interesting from the fact of, because what they pissed me off about was they negated like 30 years of movies. Like they just said, forget about Halloween 4, 5, the Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection, because the whole premise of the movie is Michael Myers was locked up for 40 years. So they're saying that we're negating everything. So what this does is they're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring Tommy back, but Tommy's gonna be an adult. That's just what I got from looking at the cast in 37 seconds. So I'm excited to see the new Halloween Kills that's supposed to come out next year. Well, it was supposed to be coming out here in a few weeks, but the pandemic kind of messed a lot of things up.
So the Tommy Doyle boy is that the scene where she sneak her boyfriend in?
Remember, she didn't have a boyfriend. She was afraid of boys, basically, in Halloween 1.
It was another dude. It was like a dude there though, wasn't it?
That was her two friends. Remember, she had two friends.
Yeah. And that's when Michael Myers came in and tried to kill him. And I think one of them ran like in the room or something like that.
Yeah, like what you're talking about is her one friend who kept saying totally all the damn time. Her boyfriend went down to get a beer, and Michael Myers stabbed him and had him hanging from the wall.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was her. Now. Yeah, that was her friend. Yeah.
Okay, I know you're talking about now.
Yeah. So I am.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, I'm amped to see that.
So do you think he's gonna be like the new Michael Myers, or do you think he's going to be like helping them out?
When I first saw his name, the first thing that crossed my mind is that he is gonna be fucked up in the head.
Right.
To see what he saw at that age, I think he was like 8 or 9 or whatever.
Right.
Maybe he was a little older. Maybe he was 10 or 11. And I think that because the thing with Laurie Strode in this one is like she's been preparing her whole life for Michael Myers to come back. So like she's like a kooky old lady who, you know, she was just been training and actually did that to her daughter. Her daughter had a bad childhood from this one because she was just training her all this time for he's coming back, you need to be ready. So I think Tommy is just going to be psychologically messed up in the head, and I think that he's going to be. I think that he was paranoid like her.
Right.
Like it wouldn't surprise me if he was like, you know, in a psychological in a psych facility. It wouldn't surprise me at all that he just like was so screwed up from that night in 1978 that he could be like that. That's just something that I just got a hunch. I don't know anything. I just got a hunch that that's what he's going to be.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you know, it's our trailers, man. So we just going off of pure speculation and assumptions, man. I think that's the best thing about trailers. They get you amped up for a movie, and it's like you just start coming up with all these ideas of what the movie could be. So, for my number 2, you know what I'm saying, continuing on that Keanu Reeves, you know what I'm saying, movie production situation. Like I said, man, he was supposedly in the midst of filming 2 films at the same time. Both are coming out in 2001. I think this one comes out, it says December 22nd of 2021, and it's The Matrix 4. Huge fan of The Matrix. It's one of those movies that I remember when it first came out, my mom bought it for me, and we sat down and like we watched it, and I think I watched it like 5 times after that. It was just such a cool movie. It brought the bullet time in. I remember when, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to call her Carrie Ann Fisher. Trinity Trinity jumped up, and then everything paused, the camera turned, she kicked the security guard into the wall. I mean, like, it's just one of those movies, you know what I'm saying? Neo bending backwards, dodging bullets, them fighting the agents. Like, everything about The Matrix for me, the first one especially, just it brought a whole new thing into action movies. And then if you follow every Matrix movie from there on out and the actual story of The Matrix, it's one of those things that you can, you know what I'm saying, like you can understand what they're talking about, and it kind of applies to real life. But not only that, the actual story of The Matrix, and I think it's Terminator as well, was actually written by a Black woman. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, she wrote The Matrix, and she wrote, I want to say the Terminator. I think she settled out of court for like some millions for that shit though. But you know what I'm saying, she basically created the whole Matrix and everything else. And there's this like rumor thing that's going on that everybody believes that Neo is not the one, that Agent Smith is the one. And I think that in The Matrix 4, because they don't have a trailer for this one either, but this is, like I said, one of those movies that I'm excited about. But in Matrix 4, it's supposed to reveal that Agent Smith is really the one instead of Neo being the one. So basically, Morpheus was basically a plant by the creators of the Matrix to bring Neo into the Matrix to restart I mean, like, you got to watch the movies to understand everything that's going on. But I believe when he was talking to like the architect, he was saying the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was talking about how the Matrix was in this like 8th installment. They tore it down and recreated it all over again. And then like everything is basically backwards in the Matrix. So like we see Neo, Morpheus, and everybody, Trinity and all them as the heroes. And in reality, they're really the bad guys. They're really destroying everything. So I'm interested to see if they're going to show how they got to the point to where they linking into the Matrix. If they show how, you know what I'm saying, like outside of the Matrix, why they live in the way that they live. It's like they live in like caves and shit, and they running from machines. So maybe, you know what I'm saying, we'll see how the fight with the machine started. Like, there's so many different things that can go into this movie and finish this this franchise off the right way, and I'm just excited to see what they put into it.
Yeah, I mean that's what's up, man, and that takes you all the way back to the first one. It's like,
Yeah.
was the Oracle really lying?
Yes.
Because she told him, "You already know what I'm going to say," and he said, "I am not the one." So maybe the whole time she was not telling the truth, and see, Morpheus looked at it like, "Well, she told you what you wanted to hear."
No.
And
So this is the thing. When she's talking to Neo in that scene, and she says, you know what I'm saying, that sorry that you're not the one, basically, that's when he understands that he's not the one, right?
yeah,
But it's another scene. And speaking of switches, they switched out the Oracle like 3 different fucking times. It's 3 different Oracles, if I'm not tripping. I got to go back and watch them just to make sure. But I want to say that the lady in the first one may be the lady in the second one, but I know it's more than one Oracle, and they did a switch on that too. But when she's talking to Agent Smith, when he busts in and she was offering them cookies, or they was baking cookies or some shit like that, and Agent Smith comes in, she says something that basically hints that he's the one. And that's why you see Agent Smith start gaining, like I remember, I think it was the last one where he started getting the same powers that Neo had or some shit like that. Like he started doing the copy and all that shit and started having all the same powers that Neo had. So technically the one is really supposed to destroy the Matrix so it could be rebuilt again. That's just the theory of the conspiracy theory. I don't know if that's the actual story of it, but yeah, I'm just excited, man. That's the type of shit that I'm into.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I was more in the Matrix early.
Yeah,
kind of faded because like I said, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Been a long time. So yeah, I mean, look, that's definitely everything you said is something I would definitely be interested in watching it.
Yeah.
The next one I got, man, is this officially makes, I guess it makes this name makes it a trilogy. This is one of those ones that got pushed back because of the pandemic. The new date that they have on it right now is June the 4th, 2021. And that is The Conjuring 3. And it's not called Conjuring 3. It's called Conjuring The Devil Made Me Do It.
Oh, shit.
And what's great about this is we've seen the how do we say this? We've seen this movie like 5 times, but it's going to be given in this is going to be the aftermath of what happened. And what I'm talking about is this Conjuring is going to be about the Amityville Horror House.
Oh, shit.
And for the people that's not really in the Amityville, is basically it started with the DeFeo family. Ronald DeFeo Jr. Ended up murdering his whole family, and they thought that it was, a burglar or something. That did more investigation. Turns out he says that the devil made him do it. And so then you go back and look at the house. The house was built on this land of where this dude named Ketchum. He was basically like torturing people and all of this type stuff. And they think that is the thing that, because the first movie that came out in the 70s with your boy Giles Borland's dad, they made it seem like it was the doorway to hell. It's the way they did that movie back then. But the one that came out with Ryan Reynolds, they took the approach of, well, it's really this land is haunted because of what this dude did to people back in the day, and that's what they think. What all that type of stuff. So he told the cops that he was hearing voices, and the voices made him do it, and all this type of stuff. So then the Lux family is, the family that's always being shown. Like that's what Ryan Reynolds' name wasn't Lux. Well, yeah, it was because he married them. He married her. So all that type of stuff. So anyway, the way that movie ends is, they pull off on the boat, and they just like, yo, like the house. They say the house basically changes you, and I'm guessing from Ed and Lorraine's view, it's going to be they're going to go in, like basically they're going in after the Lux family left. Now I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they're going to show some of the Lux family, and then Ed and Lorraine them goes in there. But I'm excited about this. Like I mentioned this on the last the 28 minutes or less part that I did when I was talking about supernatural movies, like what they was able to do with The Conjuring, man. Like I feel like this is a franchise that could go on, I know, for the next 2 decades, because when you look at that room that they have, there are a lot of evil items in there. So they can do a movie off of every item in that room. And so I think that this is something.
So far that's what they've been doing.
Yeah, because they done, Annabelle, they done The Nun. It's supposed to be a Nun 2 coming out. So
they did the Curse of La Llorona.
Yeah, that one, and also the first one was that little thing that would spin that little Cinderella thing on it. So, like, man, I feel like this is a franchise, man. It's well done. I can't wait to see it. I've been a huge fan of the Amityville horror movies, and I think that seeing it from this point of view, I think it's gonna be awesome, man.
Man, listen, the Conjuring, like you said, man, has brought us a plethora of different movies, man. I watched so far I watched The Nun. That was actually pretty good. And I watched The Curse of La Llorona. I actually bootlegged The Curse of La Llorona. And that shit was real good. Excuse me. I don't think I've seen The Conjuring 2 all the way through. But I've seen the first Annabelle. I haven't seen the second one. But they got a new Annabelle coming out.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, so that's gonna be pretty dope, man. But I think what they did with that franchise, man, they did it very well. And what's interesting is Ed and Lorraine are actually real people.
Yeah.
That was the dopest part. Like, those are real fucking people.
Yeah, like and like I said before, like these stories of this stuff happening, like there's just like The Haunting of Connecticut, like they saying that this was a real event. This is something that really happened. Like a lot of these movies are based on true events. So
right.
I love stuff like that, man. And then like when we look into the supernatural world like that, it's like, yo, what happens to all of these spirits and stuff? Like, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, have you ever heard of the saying that hurricanes, because they say that hurricanes start off the Cape of Africa and follow the same route that the slave ship did?
The transatlantic slave trade. They go through it. They say that it leaves the west coast of Africa and it goes through the same routes that the slave trade took, but it hits the Caribbean and then it goes up into Florida, Louisiana, and all them.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, that could be old black spirits, especially the people that.
You know what's dope? If you ever watched which one was it? The Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't like saying Caribbean. The Pirates of the Caribbean. The one where I forgot her name, but the voodoo lady that they go see. Remember, they had her tied up on the boat. I'm sorry, not the voodoo lady, the Calypso lady. They had her tied up on the boat, and she was she was tied up to the mast or whatever, and then she grew into like a giant or some shit like that.
I never seen it. I never really watched all of those movies. Like,
oh man,
especially all those.
Okay, so if you ever get a chance, I forgot which one it is, but on one of the Pirates of the Caribbean, there's a lady on there. Well, she's in 2 of them, but one of the ladies on there is a Calypso lady, and I think it's either the Davy Jones one or the one after that. But basically, she is she's into like voodoo and hoodoo and all that kind of stuff, right? But she helps them to escape whoever the villain is in that movie. But she basically turns into a hurricane in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you ever get a chance, check that out. That is a lot of these movies, man. They got a lot of information in them, man. If you know a little bit, they'll get you connected on some stuff, man. But I thought that was interesting that you said that. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. I almost said it. Pirates of the Caribbean definitely. They tell you that. So for my number one, you know what I'm saying? Man, listen, it hit me for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, my childhood is back, hopefully, with the new technology that they got, you know what I'm saying? We've seen the Avengers come, we've seen the Justice League finally be put together, even though it was kind of bad. We've seen the Justice League, we've seen villains get movies, but it's two movies in my lifetime that, well, it's three movies in my lifetime that were made off of my childhood and were horrible. That's Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and that's Street Fighter. And they both was trash. Street Fighter was better, but they both was trash, right? But January 15th, 2021, Mortal Kombat is being remade and put in the theaters. And I am excited about it. I cannot wait. I've been looking everywhere to see if they got a trailer. There's no trailer for this yet. And I'm sure that, you know what I'm saying, they probably got a lot to do with, like, you know what I'm saying, been saying the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? We don't really know, but I know for a fact, man, with everything that they have now with Mortal Kombat, they got so many different characters that they can use. They got so many different storylines that they can use. They got so many different ways that they can make this movie happen. Mortal Kombat is finally coming, and I hope that they can make it right, because now we might be able to see fatalities. You know what I'm saying? We might be able to see them do the animalities, like all kind of different shit, man. We might even see Liu Kang turn into the dragon. Who knows? I'm super excited about this, man. Mortal Kombat is my number one. I can't wait for this shit.
That's what's up, man. Now, the first Mortal Kombat, I thought it was cool. But I think it was mostly, I think it was mostly the concept of I grew up on the game and I love the game so much. It was just like, if it's a movie, I don't care. I'm watching it. I think it was one of those type of situations. I think that it's something that has the definite potential to be something great, especially if they do it like they're doing the game. Now, I haven't played any other game. Look, I haven't played Mortal Kombat since
I haven't played Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 3.
Dude, I haven't played. I'm trying to think of what PlayStation. Was it even a PlayStation 2? It might have been. It might have been in a Super Nintendo. Like, I haven't played Mortal Kombat.
Last time I played was on Sega.
Like, dude, it's been a while. But yeah. Look, that's something. Everything that you mentioned is something that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm definitely willing to watch. But that's not the number one that I got, man. I didn't even really do mine in that order. But like the one movie that, listen, like, I've been waiting on this, I know, for like 2 years. I think the trailer came out 2 years ago. Or at least a year and a half ago, when the trailer first came out. And this goes back to my childhood. It got 3 movies already. The last one wasn't that good, but the first 2 was great. I went to see the second one in the movies. We talked about this countless times, and that's Candyman. Now, only thing they have, it says June 2021. I don't know if that's gonna stay where it is, but dude, I am really looking forward to this, man. Like, and then by watching the trailer again, that theory that we had, I think that's really gonna happen. I think that
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
my man
It
is
makes
gonna,
sense.
yeah, I think my man's gonna be the new Candyman. I think that Jordan Peele has this. He has this vision, dude. Of
Yo, he is a monster.
dude. What's great about him is the way he will take a song and flip it. Like he's done it
Mm-hmm.
3 times. He did it with
Mm-hmm.
um Get Out. He did it with Us, and now he's doing
Yep.
it with this one with Say My Name by Destiny Child. And like he's flipping the song, and it's like it just seems like this Candyman is really gonna be the one to put a stamp on this series to where like Candyman. I think that this version is gonna live on to the point where like I think that this has the potential to be so good that it's gonna be better than the original. I just while watching the trailer, I think that they're gonna forego the old ones. And see that don't happen a lot. You know, a lot
That's
of the
true.
times
That's
the
true.
newer ones don't really take over the originals. I think this one has the potential to do it, man. And I am hyped about seeing
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm
Candyman.
with you, man. I'm actually gonna watch this one. Even though, you know what I'm saying, you know how I feel about Candyman, I'm gonna watch this one, man. I gotta support my guy. I think his name, what's his name? Mateen I don't know
Dude,
how
I
to
don't know
pronounce
how
his
to
name.
say that shit.
Black Manta. He played Black Manta, Aquaman. I'm supporting Black Manta, man. Okay, so we gotta change it up, you know what I'm saying? We doing something different, man. So usually, you know what I'm saying, we do the fire flame rating. Um so this is what we'll do. Out of every every movie that we've listed so far, let's pick the one that we want to see the most. I think that'll be how we can replace this one. Because you
Oh,
got a hard list.
oh my
You got a hard
God,
list.
bud.
Now hold on, real quick. I wanna put my 2 cents in real quick. I'm thinking that I'm banking on Voorhees for you.
No. Voorhees will
No,
be Voorhees is the least out of
what?
my list. And this is why. This is why.
Nah.
Like I told you, this look, it could be hit or miss. Like
Yeah,
just by like I don't recognize any of these actors and actresses. Like
right.
you know, it just seems like a lot of the Jason movies is usually just some kids fooling around and they're getting killed. But
Yeah,
this one they flipped it with. It seems like they're holding somebody for ransom, and then Jason comes and they pretty much kill everybody. So that is the like if you was doing like the one we that I would look forward to the least, it would be that one. But oh my God, it's hard, man.
really.
Oh my God, like
I'm throwing for a spin, man. I mean, I know Jason is your guy, so that's why
he
I said I was going.
look,
Wow.
dude, he is, and Michael Myers is my guy as well.
Yeah.
I think that oh man, dude, this is hard because dude, like for me, like it's between Candyman and The Conjuring. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
these two, like I am really looking forward to those two. I'm looking forward to. Don't get me wrong, I can't wait for Halloween Kills 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the two that I'm struggling with is The Conjuring and Candyman. Ah, that is
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
That is tough. Oh man, you go first, man. I can't do this right now. You hurt my heart. You hurt my
Okay,
heart.
so for me, I'm not gonna lie, man. This is pretty easy for me, man. For me, the one that I want to see the most, only because I've been trying to keep up with all the, you know what I'm saying, the news and the, you know what I'm saying, the updates and everything about this movie. Like I said, it was rumored to even be put into production to begin with. They bringing the cast back, man. I remember watching this as a kid, and it was just non-stop laughs. To this day, like I could probably walk amongst all my friends, and I could say maybe one or two words from the movie, and we'll go probably for about 10, 15 minutes just throwing quotes back and forth at each other because this movie was just so funny. Anybody that has seen this movie, right? The first one at least, if you've seen Coming to America, the first one, you cannot deny Randy Watson walking on the stage and introducing the Sexual Chocolate Band, singing Whitney Houston's "Children Are the Future." He kissed his reverend. He kissed his reverend on the cheek, man.
And he wiped it off.
Listen, bro, when I say there is not one part in that movie that is not, even the parts that are serious have funny moments. When he was on the train and he was trying to get Lisa back and she left, and then he was just standing there and they had like that little like 1.5 minutes of silence, and then they panned to the old lady and she was like, "I'll marry you." Bro, that shit is fucking hilarious. Like, everything about this movie is fucking hilarious. He walks into the barbershop, right? He asked for a haircut. And then he said, "How you want your haircut?" He said, just make it nice and neat. So he about to cut his hair, right? He feel it through his hair. He said, "Man, what you put in your hair?" He said, "Just juices and berries." He said, "Man, that ain't nothing but an Ultra Perm." Bro, that shit is the funniest. But listen, everything, bro, you ain't never met Martin Luther King. Come on, man. They play the old Jewish dude. What is this? Velvet? Like, everything about that movie, bro, is just, that's my favorite movie of all time. I don't care when it come on. I don't care what part of the song. I sit down and watch it, man. So Coming to America 2, I'm excited. They got Lunel coming. They got like T.I. in there. It's just a whole, like, T.I. is he's reached this level, right, in acting where he's playing like these funny roles. He did great in the Dolomite movie. You know what I'm saying? Where he was like the bank guy, and he had the afro with the sideburns and everything. Like, I think he's gonna do great in this movie. I think like they got some young up and coming comedians in this. Like, I think DC Young Fly is in this. I just think that this is gonna be the next step, man. Like I said, the first one was a classic. I don't care where you at. If you see this movie, even if you haven't seen it, you at least know a quote from hearing somebody say or quoting it. So yeah, man, Coming to America 2, bro. I cannot wait for this shit to drop. And it's on Amazon Prime, so I get it soon as it drops.
Dude, I cannot believe you gonna say the part about Randy Jackson and not mention where at the end when my man is clapping, he said, "That boy good." He said, "Yeah."
What? Good terrible. What you talking about, man? What? He handed the collection plate around. He handed the collection plate. That nigga put the chicken bone in there. He said, "Man, it's a collection plate." Oh shit, nigga, I thought it was trash. Come on, man. What you talking about?
Hey, yo,
what you talking about?
Dude, I thought, look, it is just little small shit. I thought I was gonna die. He said, "Man, yeah,
come
good,
on, man.
terrible."
That shit was hilarious. Come on, bro.
Man.
When they was in the barbershop, to me, the barbershop is the best scene in the fucking movie. Like, I don't care at any point in that movie, anytime they get into the barbershop and let them motherfuckers like talk, that shit was hilarious.
No,
that motherfucker said, what he say? Joe Louis ain't never whooped Rocky Marciano. No, what he say? He said Joe Louis whooped somebody ass, and he said, I bet he won't whoop Rocky Marciano. He said, yes, they won. Every time you bring up Joe Louis, white man won't talk about Rocky Marciano. Bro, come on, man. That is my shit, bro.
Let me tell you the one part that I used to do it all the time. Because it's the corniest joke ever. But it's like, so he's sitting there. He said, so, the guy walks in the bar and sits down and he said,
"Oh, yeah."
"You want to eat?" He said he asked him for some soup. So he was like, "What kind of soup you want?" He's like, "No, just some soup." So, and then he goes back and forth about the soup. He said, "So where's the spoon?" Come on, man. Oh my God. Hey, I thought I was going down. It was the corniest joke ever, but it was like, so fucking funny.
Listen, the greatest thing about this movie is that this was the beginning of Eddie Murphy playing so many different roles in the movie. You got it, like he was Randy Watson. He was the dude that owned the barbershop, right? And then he was like,
man.
Yep, he was a white. No, that was Arsenio Hall.
No, Arsenio Hall was the one that put the chicken bone in the thing.
Oh, that's right. He had the pepper, the salt pepper hair.
Yeah.
So they all played. Remember when they went to the club and they was looking for the girls?
Yep.
And Arsenio Hall played the one, the big chick,
the woman. Yep, with the red
with
dress,
the big shoulders. Yeah, and then the two chicks that was beatboxing. Come on, man, that shit was fuck. Come on, bro. That it's just. If they can recreate that, bro, I'm good. I don't care about anything else that dropped. I am good. I just want them to recreate those kind of moments, man. And that's what I want to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I finally made my decision, man. It was tough. It was tough. It was really tough, man. But I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go Candyman. It's like, man. It's a franchise, man, that's underrated, man. Like I just
that's
feel
that
like,
nostalgia, man.
And I also think that there's something too, and like I said this on that slasher episode that I did on 28 Minutes or Less.
Yeah.
It sounds fucked up, but to see a black killer, the way that he was, I think that really changed everything because we've really never seen that before.
Right.
And I think that with that being that way, and also bringing back Tony Todd, and it seems like Tony Todd is, handing over that torch. I'm just excited to see how they did it. And also, up until this point, Jordan Peele have not let me down. So
no.
I think that, man, this movie has the potential to really. I think that what it would do is, I think that this will capture an audience because I don't know what Candyman 1 and 2 did in the movies. I don't know how much they profited or anything like that. But I think that this one could possibly, lift those first two to people to actually go back and look at them and be like, oh, man, well, let me go back and look because I never seen the original type thing. But I'm a horror guy. I love horror.
Yeah.
This is the one, man. I think this Candyman that's coming out next year is gonna be the one.
Yo, man, speaking of Jordan Peele, bro. So, okay, if Candyman comes out, right? Well, when Candyman comes out and Candyman kills it, can we put him up there with like John Carpenter and all them? Wes Craven and all them?
Definitely Wes Craven. I honestly think that when it comes to Freddy and Scream, I think that those are two franchises that a little bit overhyped. I think they're a little. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the Scream.
Whoa, wait a minute.
I like
you
the
didn't like when Freddy Krueger had to fight the Dreamcatchers?
Man, don't do that with me, man. We're not doing that today. Honestly, I think Jordan Peele could get up there, and also when I think about John Carpenter, like I wasn't a guy that I like. Okay, he did this movie, I'm gonna go watch it. I never looked at John Carpenter like that. Like the only people I really look at like that as of today is the Nolan brothers. What's my man's name? I not really Ron Howard, but sometimes Steven Spielberg. Sometimes Steven Spielberg can kind of throw you off a little bit.
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan, like he can kind of hit and miss sometimes.
He hit and miss. Yes,
yeah. He hit and miss.
Yeah.
But I think Jordan Peele has gotten to me. He has gotten to the point where if he put out something, I would go watch it. So I think that he might already be there for me. I think he might already be there for me.
Okay. I mean, excuse me. I've been a fan of Jordan Peele ever since he was on Mad TV doing his comedy thing. But to see him take this role of producing horror films and psychological thrillers and suspense films and just being in that lane, man, it makes sense as to why he's so good because he's a comedian. And comedians are very observant, you know what I'm saying? They're very aware. So for him to take that skill set and put it into directing and putting these movies out, I think that he's gonna have a super long career doing this. I think it's a lot more to come. I know a lot of people didn't really rock with Us like that because of the success of Get Out. They thought it was kind of gonna be like Get Out too, but I thought Us was brilliant for what it was. To have doppelgangers and like it was like some Invasion of the Body Snatcher shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, speaking of horror movies, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the ones we forgot on the list, man. So I mean, I just think that, you know what I'm saying, with what he does, he pays a lot of homage to previous horror genre movies. You know what I'm saying? Like he pays a lot of homage to those older films. He's doing Lovecraft. Well, I don't know if they're still doing it. I think they already done because the season is about to end. But Lovecraft Country, he's I think he's doing like a 50-50 thing with this one. But I mean, he's a part of it, and it's brilliant. I'm on episode 5, I believe, and I was glued to it. Like I told you before we even started recording, I started watching that shit at 2 a.m. the previous night, and I didn't get no sleep. I had to be at work at 7. And I looked up, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh shit, I was so in tune into this TV show. I'm still watching it too. So right after we get done with this, I'm gonna watch it. But I'm gonna try to finish watching it. But yeah, man, I think that Jordan Peele, I'm with you, man. I think he's already up there, man. He's one of the GOATs.
And I will say this. His response to the comment that he made might have been the greatest response I ever heard. So Jordan Peele said like 2 years ago, he said, and I know he didn't mean no disrespect by it. Like he was just basically like, I would never cast a white man as my lead. And his response was the best response I've ever heard. His response was, because we've already seen those movies.
Right.
And it's like, dude, like, that's the best way to say some shit where it's like, where we can't call them racist, you know what I'm saying? Well, we're not racist, but we can't call them prejudice. It's just that when you think back of all of these horror movies, there's always
a white dude.
White lead.
Always a white dude. It ain't even, half the time, I don't even, do they got a white woman?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
She wasn't a killer, though.
Oh, well, no. Well, I don't think he meant kill. He just said lead.
Okay. Well, see, I'm thinking, I'm like, when we talking about, because of the way he does his movies, I'm thinking when, you know what I'm saying, as far as like just the genre, now that you say it, it makes sense because I'm thinking like, the one dude was the lead in Get Out. Lupita was the lead in Us. Even though he didn't direct it, he had some. He was like an advisor on Antebellum with Janelle Monáe. We talked about that great motherfucking movie. I mean, like, yeah, I see what you're saying now. So yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. Yeah. I mean, I don't see why it would be an issue for him not to, you know what I'm saying, do that. Like, first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, like, he's the director. He makes the movies he wants to make. If you don't like them, don't watch them.
Exactly. Great response to that.
But real quick, man, before we end this thing, man, I do want to say rest in peace to Thomas Jefferson Byrd. You know what I'm saying? He just got murdered not too long ago in Atlanta. If you don't know who Thomas Jefferson Byrd is, he's one of those actors who plays certain roles that they're like minor roles, but he stands out so much because he does such a great job in them. He was Luther the janitor, and he set it off. He was the boyfriend to the white lady, and he got game. He was in Clockers. What else?
He was in Get on the Bus. The Spike Lee joint, Get on the Bus.
Yep, Get on the Bus. He was in a bus. Yeah, he was in a bunch of Get on Spike Lee joints.
Yeah.
And actually, he was in one of my favorite movies as well, man. He was in Bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? Another Spike Lee joint. But he played a great role in Bamboozled. They got him doing this they got him doing this commercial, right? So if nobody has ever seen Bamboozled, if you are black, I suggest you go watch this movie. It's old as hell, but it's very, very how can I say this? It's very insightful. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very insightful because it has so many different points of views from black people about what blackness is and about blackness and entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Just all kind of just blackness and just in society, just the culture of blackness. So Bamboozled is one of those movies that really touch deep. I think this is one of Spike Lee's best movies. But in the movie, he's like an actor or whatever, and he has this commercial for this drink called the 40. It's a 40-ounce malt liquor called the Bomb. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and look up the Bomb commercial. You can search the Bomb Bamboozle. It'll show up. But it's funny, but at the same time, it's funny and it's poking fun at just the way that these corporations view us as, you know what I'm saying, people as, you know what I'm saying, like they don't, you know what I'm saying, they just do us wrong. So if you ever get a chance, man, go check out Bamboozled, but most importantly, rest in peace to Thomas Jefferson Byrd, man.
Yes, sir, man. Glad you brought that up, man. Every time I think of him, all I can think of is when he would always say, he was like, "Get back to work, ladies and gentlemen," when he was talking to Cleo. That's how he used to kill me every time. Every time he said it, man, they used to kill me.
What was the one part? What was the one part where he said something? He was like, something. The employees of Luther's janitorial services.
He was like, if you don't like working, because because girl asked him for a raise, a pay on, like basically to pay her early. And she was like, you told me you were going to start paying me under the table. He was like, look, if you don't like working for Luther's janitor, hold this shirt up. He was like, well, shut the fuck up and get back to work. Cleo was like, you ain't have to talk to her like that, Luther. Man,
like I said, man, he got those small roles, man, but every time he on screen, man, he stands out. And that's just, you know what I'm saying, just a testament, man, to just how great of an actor he was. So, you know what I'm saying, I just wanted to send our condolences, you know what I'm saying, as a movie podcast, as a film podcast, you know what I'm saying, to him, man. I think that's very important.
Yes,
but
sir.
That's it, man.
Well, we can wrap it.
Man. All right, so you guys can find me at Scoots Bronson on Twitter. You can find me at ScootsBronson_TV on Instagram, and you can follow me on YouTube, Scoots Bronson TV.
Yeah, man, you could go to the Stolen Time Pod page on Instagram, also S.Foster8 on Instagram, the Stolen Time Podcast page on Facebook, and please out, man, the 28 Minutes or Less podcast, man. It's on all major platforms. About to finish up the October Horror Fest. I got a big one here coming up soon, so just stay tuned in, man.
Yes, sir, man. So yeah, man, that's it, man. Make sure y'all subscribing to the podcast page if this is your first time listening. If you are already listening and you know what I'm saying, you've been listening for the episodes we've been putting out, please make sure you share it with somebody, man. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Make sure that you rate on whatever podcast platform that you're listening to, and if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, man. So yeah, man, like they say in Hollywood, man, it's a wrap.
Cut.